The emphasis on humanity's spiritual transcendence over the natural world is an obstacle for us to respond to climate change, to ecological issues. And as a result of the emphasis on the human, we have a diminished awareness of the sacred indwelling presence in the natural world. And this may be why we have such difficulty developing ethics or having ethical restraints on destroying the natural world. So to respond to climate change, we need to assess our religious and spiritual maps. It is urgent for religions to reclaim that the beauty and the elegance of the natural world have been inspirational and revelatory of the divine since time immemorial. To sense a sacred presence within the very life processes of the earth was common throughout human history. It's only in recent times that this has not been so. The natural world is a primary place of revelation and religious experience. The sky, the clouds, wind, water, desert, trees, animals, they speak the ways of the divine, the sacred, the mystery, the holy. They reveal, and they evoke wonder and awe. And wonder and awe educate our spiritual sensibilities. They educate our social imagination. They educate our minds and our ethics. And they are a spontaneous response to anyone who spends time in the natural world. Wonder and awe lead to reverence. Reverence leads to responsibility, and responsibility leads to ethics. So there is a deeper source in our spiritual traditions for ethics, which is reverence. But this is even not enough to respond to climate change, because problems cannot be solved at the level of consciousness in which they were created. So even more is required of religion today. We need a new vision. The Jewish and Christian traditions say, without a vision, the people perish. We need a vision that inspires and guides us and gives us the strength to respond to the presentations we've heard today. Where are we going to get the strength to respond to this reality? We need a vision that guides us and shapes our values, assists us with our decision making. We need a spiritual awakening. This is my third point. We need a spiritual vision that teaches us how to be present to the earth on earth's terms. Spiritualities come from the realm of insights, not data. Spiritualities are teachers of consciousness. Spirituality is like breathing. It is as intimate and as vital as breath. It is about desire and a zest for life. It is about the ability to feel wonder and awe. It's the experience of reverence in the face of immensity and the elegance of existence. Developing a spiritual consciousness is often described as moving from death to life, from sleep to awake, from illusion to enlightenment, from confinement to liberation, and from confusion to clarity. These are metaphors from the great religious or spiritual traditions of the world. So why is it legitimate to view life as a commodity? Why is it legitimate to discuss ecological ruin in credit and debit terms? Why is life a market and not an intrinsic value? The governing hyper-rational, pragmatic economic worldview needs to be countered with a more powerful and alluring vision of life, a spiritual vision adequate for our ecological era, and it requires that we awaken to the earth. Analysis of climate change is not enough. As says Rabbi Heschel, what we cannot comprehend by analysis, we become aware of in awe. So briefly, we're going to look at climate change from a new angle for 1 minute. Earth's climate systems, they're dynamic, they're of a staggering complexity, ingenuity, and sustaining powers. Earth's climate is a highly sophisticated, multi-leveled system integrated with an ingenious hydrologic cycle. And this climate change is also interrelated with all life forms. Earth's climate has gone through extensive development, extremely unstable 4.4 billion years ago, gaseous, there was no Earth's crust, there were no oceans. The crust formed amidst huge volcanic activity, and the atmosphere could not support oxygen-based life. Formations of the great oceans over millions of years. The beginnings of life, single cells existing for 1 billion years. And then a change, 3 billion years ago, eukaryote cells, photosynthesis. Climate systems had to restabilize carbon dioxide levels with oxygen. Billions of years later, our era, the Cenozoic, 65 million years. This has been the most complex, the most diverse, interdependent flourishing of life on Earth. And Earth's climate system is delicately poised and can support an elaborate array of life forms that took millions of years of experimentation, refining, and balancing. Climate is a part of Earth's elaborate dynamic. What little we know of Earth's intricacies dazzles the human imagination. Even the fragment we know puts all our technologies to shame. Earth's climate processes command some respect, if not reverence, and reverence infuses ethics. If we could stand back and contemplate the elegance of the Earth and that we are emergent from these great processes, this inspires, this energizes, this informs and sustains a vision. This is a place from which to think and act. Human superiority fades in the face of such a deep appreciation for this wondrous reality. And this leads to a profound spiritual and moral awakening and radical political actions. I think we need a deep ecological, spiritual awakening, and I don't know if anything less will be enough. To see and know the Earth as such requires a new way of perceiving and a confidence that to experience the Earth as sacred is not quaint, not irrelevant, heretical, or idealistic. To understand even minimally the immense and elaboratory planetary climate systems is stunning and breathtaking. Religions are about awakening to these deeper dimensions of reality, and it is a spiritual imperative of our time. Religions have a crucial role to play in our era. We cannot leave the public debates about religion and ecology in the hands of the right-wing religious agenda. But not any religion is good religion. Superficial notions of religion or the reiteration of religious dogma will not suffice. Protectionist and imperialist stances prevent common efforts. Religions need to become literate about religion and literate about ecology. We need a vision that teaches us how to be present to Earth on Earth's terms. We need to cultivate awareness of this magnificent Earth. If we can see ourselves as member of this Earth community, it gives us the energy to make the sacrifices and the transitions. And we will find the spiritual insights that we have not yet imagined. Thank you.